Hello everyone, welcome again, and this is the part 16 of Java Web Application Development series. And as you know, if you are following the series from the start, we have already done with the registration process. Now let's move to the login, like how can we perform with the login. So if you see the database, we have already logged in or created, insert the data as a user. So I'm going to just delete one row because the duplication is there. Okay, so now we are going to register as a user and going to log in with that particular user. So how can you implement the login operation there? So we'll just flick to the STS tool, and I'm going to close everything from the last tutorial. Okay, so in the login process also, let me explain the brief about the process that we are going to perform practically. So from the login view JSP, we are going to send the data to controller, and that user controller get the data and send to the model, and model will check that particular user is available or not in the database, and then send response to again servlet to this user controller, and the user controller will send response to again login view.jsp. So let's start the process, and here we are now on the login.view login view.jsp. So in the action, what should I need to call here? I need to call again just user control. So this percentage equal, and what my package name here is ZWA, but my interface name ZWA view dot, so it's user control, and again the data hit to the post method. Okay, so now let's switch to the article and check what is the steps. So the design the login from login JSP page that already done. Create a login method into the user model that we are going to perform, and then login controller. So now let's create a method under the user model that's going to get the user login. So I'm just going to copy this method as it is and open my user model and add another method here in the user model to get login. So what this method is doing here, it will return a user bean. Okay, that's fine. So the method name is user login. It will take two parameters as login ID and the password, and you can say login ID and password, and when it will create a connection with the database. So we have that already implemented JDBC data source get connection, and here we are going to fire the query select asterisk from user table where login ID is question mark and password is question mark. So we are going to set the question mark. The first question mark will be our login, this will come from here, and the second parameter will take a password, and finally we will execute the query here, and it will return a result set. And if result set for the next, it means the data is available for the user. We will get all the data of that user like ID. You can say the rs dot result set dot get long, it means it's going to return an ID, and then first name, last name, login, password, DOB, etc. And here, now we are going to set the data to this user object. So as we create a user bean and we create a user object, it means in the bean we have created a user object and return the user object by this method. So whenever we need to check the login, we'll call this method, pass two parameter login name and password, and it will return a user bean if the user is available, otherwise it will return an error. Okay, so now apart from user controller, let's send the request to login controller. So login controller will be responsible to check the login operations. So here we have login controller, and just move to the post method into the login controller. Again we are going to follow the same process that we have follow in the registration. So in this do post method, in the do post method, I'm gonna just copy this code so it will help you. Okay, our bean name is user bean, our bean class is user bean. Okay, Oh, we need to import it also. So just import it and import the user model. This. Okay, done. So now we create an object of user bean and we get the parameter from the front end, like it's view going to send the data, username and password as we did earlier. So login and the password, the name. So we are going to get that login name and the password here, and it will be in login and pwd. And now we'll call the user model a dot user login method that we have created into the matter into our user model and pass this login id and password here. Now, okay, we need to add one more pass here. Okay, it's done. Now it will return an object of user. It means if the user is existing, it will add all the property of that user in a bean and it will return that bean here. So let's verify this. If user that object is not null, then it will redirect to the welcome page. It means login successfully. Otherwise, it will send a set error message as an invalid user and send and forward the request to the same login page. Okay, so it will forward the request. So just continue, like we didn't create a welcome view yet, so we need to create the welcome view, and we have that login view already, but not in this form. In the string form we have we have this in that URL into our JWA interface dot login view. That's done, and let's create another. I think it's done, and let's create a welcome page. So I just create a welcome page here. It should be our JSP. So create another JSP with the name welcome view dot JSP. You can put it here. That's welcome dot JSP. Just include the header and footer in this. So where is my header? Okay, this one. So I'm gonna include the header here in the header before body, and going to include the footer. So it will be common, so it will display in all the pages. That's why we created it, and just put it after body and enter a message here. Just simple message like you can put a message in h1 tag, and the message is welcome to the Java web app tutorial, like this. So if user is going to successfully logged in, it will show this message. Otherwise it will send a error message. But now we need to create a controller for that welcome also. So just create another controller which will be your welcome controller. So we are going to redirect that request from there. So let's create a servlet here. We will be your welcome CDL. Let's copy the name. Okay, it's done. Now go to the JWF. Whenever you create a new file, you have to put the entry here. So we create two new files, just put the entry here, so it will be easy to call them. Public string and welcome control, and again app context plus I put the URL here for the welcome controller, and same we need a URL for the welcome view. So I'm going to use it as a welcome view. Also change the name here, the file name. So in my case the file name is welcome view. Okay, it's welcome view. That should be back. Now we can directly call them. So let's call it welcome view directly. Okay, do one thing. We're going to redirect the request from the whenever it will call the welcome servlet, we'll call the welcome servlet, then will this servlet will call that view, or directly we can pass that. For now let's pass it directly. So go to login controller and if it is successfully logged in, then it should be go jwa view dot welcome. So it's going to welcome controller. By default, request will go to the do get method here, and here if the request will come to this welcome controller, it will redirect to view part. The servlet utility dot forward request, the page name in this case jwa view dot welcome view string, and it will go in the form of request and response. Now there was first and one more thing is remaining is the mapping. So how can we do the mapping? Just going to copy this at the rate web servlet tag we need to use for the mapping here, and just put the name of this servlet and this servlet here. So whenever it will call this URL, it will call this servlet. So how the process will go, let me explain you again. So if user is logged in successfully, it will hit to the welcome controller, which is our servlet. It will come here in the doGet method, and it will check that servlet going to redirect request to the view part. So it's going to display this welcome view page. Okay, so mapping is also done. Everything is done. Let's run and check if it's working or not. Okay, just verify the model part once. Verify the user table. It's fine. Select a strict password, login. Then it's done, I guess. So I just restart my server. Whenever you make any changes in the servlet, you must have to restart the server. So go to login and check the login ID and the password. So here we have one login ID. Before entering the correct name or password, just enter wrong ID password and check the response. Okay, it's not sending the required response. It's exactly sending the response, but we are not get the response there. Okay, just go to the user login view and handle the response. So here just create another servlet, percentage equal to servlet utility dot get error message as a request. So if you notice in the login controller, we are going to set error message here, invalid user. That same error message we are going to get here in the login view. So let's execute it again, and okay, just refresh the page. Okay, this time I'm going to go to login and going to invalid username and password. So it should be there. You can see the message invalid username. We can add this one CSS also, so it will be easy to understand our response. H2 take and put it here and add a style. The color should be red. So let's refresh the page and check. Now it should be in red. Okay, fine. Now let's log in with a valid username and password. So this is my valid username and this is my valid password. So when I hit the login button, you can see welcome to the Java web tutorial. The message is displaying. It has come to the login controller. So that's it. From the login operation, you can perform the login operation like this, and we'll manage later on like how can you use multiple role like login as an admin with a single login form. How can you manage that roles, admin and you admin and the normal user, and if you have multiple roles in the application, how can you manage them. And in the next tutorial we have to use the logout operation, because if I'm gonna go to back it will not work, so we must have to add a logout button here so we can invalidate the session. So thank you so much. If you you can continue. In the next video, I think, okay, it's logout activity, so we're going to perform the logout activity very next. Thank you. Also, we'll provide the link in the